Hey, fifth grade, how's it going? Mr. Austin here coming at you on pajama day. But really, any day is a good day to wear a robe, if you ask me. I got to be quick today because I got to get this uploaded in time for math. But today, let's check out our learning objective. It says, I can round and compare numbers by using my knowledge of place value. All right, so again, this week we're reviewing for our celebration on Thursday and Friday. And this is one of the things that we're going to see. Today, you're going to be taking an Edge Elastic quiz just like you did yesterday. I saw so many kiddos try really hard. I saw lots of kiddos not do it. So let's make sure that we're getting it done, okay? So remember, when we are looking to round numbers, we have a strategy of using a number line, right? And a number line is a line that has two endpoints and a midpoint. The midpoint is going to be in the middle, midpoint, and the two endpoints are going to be the two numbers that we're looking at. So if I wanted to round a number to the nearest ones place, let's say I have 37 and 6/10. Okay, I have 37 and 6/10. I want to know what I should round this ones place to. Okay, I want to know what I should round this ones place to, if it's going to round up to 38 or if it's going to stay at 37. So the way that we can do this is I want to know, am I going to round up to 38 or is it going to stay at 37? Okay. Then we're going to think about our midpoint. Well, we know that in between 37 and 38, there are 10 tenths, right? We know that we have 6 of them, right? So if 10 tenths is what we have, then 5 tenths is what's going to be in our midpoint. Okay, so our midpoint is going to be 37 and 5 tenths. Okay, going from there, we got 37 and 6 tenths, 37 and 7 tenths, 37 and 8 tenths, 37 and 9 tenths, then 38. Here we have 37 and 4 tenths, 37 and 3 tenths, 37 and 2 tenths, 37 and 1 tenth. Then we have 37. If you can hear the banging, friends, I have somebody here working on my furnace because I am cold and he's down in the basement getting that fixed for me. All right, beside the point. We're looking at 37.6 or Mr. Austin did not attend to precision there. I apologize. We're looking at 37 and 6 tenths. So I'm going to mark that in my number line. And then remember, I want to know, is 37 and 6 tenths closer to 38 or is it closer to 37? Well, if I make my half circles or my half oblongs, my smaller one is going to be the one between 37 and 6 tenths to 38, which means that 37 and 6 tenths is closer to 38. You can also remember our trick where if we're looking for the ones place, we can always look to the right. Okay, can always look to the right. And if our number is 5 or greater, we can round up, or if it's 4 or less, it'll stay the same. So if we used our trick here, we'd say, okay, 6 is 5 or greater, which means we're going to round up to 38. Okay, so that's the first one. Now let's give it another go. Okay, and I'm going to make a note of the one that we did. So we already did 37 and 6 tenths. Now let's do 37 and 3 tenths. Okay, I want to know I want to round to the nearest ones place. Okay, I want to round to the nearest ones place. So that means that I either want 38 or 37. And that my midpoint, we're thinking tenths because we're going from one to the next one. So my midpoint again would be 37 and 5 tenths. Then I'm going to fill in the rest of my number line. Okay, and then I'm going to evaluate where's 37 and 3 tenths. There's 37 3/10. I want to know, am I going to go up to 38 or am I going to stay at 37? Well, my smallest oblong, half oblong, is the one between 37 and 3/10. So I know that 37 3/10 is closer to 37. Okay. If we used our trick, we're looking at the place value that we want to round. We look at the place to the right. If it's 5 or more, we're going to round up. If it's 3 or 4 or less, we're going to stay the same. 3 is definitely in that category of 4 or less. So we're staying at 37. Okay. So that's how we can round those numbers. Okay. But now let's address this second portion where it says compare decimal numbers. Okay. So let's just use the two numbers that we just had. So we had 37 6/10. We had 37 3/10. Okay. What we can do is we can split this into its parts, right? So what we're looking at is if we're looking at 37 6/10, we're looking at a number that has 3 10s, 7 1s, and 6 10ths, right? Here, we're looking at a number with 3 10s, 7 1s, and 3 10ths. Okay, and we want to compare these numbers. Remember, when we're comparing numbers, we're thinking, is this number less than, greater than, or equal to the number we're comparing it to? So let's look at these two numbers that we have. We have 37 6/10. We have 37 3/10. Looking at our breakdown, each of these numbers have 3 10s and 7 1s, right? So that information is not going to be helpful to us, right? So then we're going to have to look at our tenths to let us know. What's greater, 6/10 or 3/10? If I have 6 of something, is that greater than if I have 3 of something? Yes, if I have 6 of something, that means that I'm going to have a greater amount. So that means that I would write that 37 6/10 is greater than 37 3/10. All right. You'll also see today numbers that might look like this: 3 10s and 7 10ths compared, and they want you to compare it to something like this. Okay. Well, this is where our skill of being able to write numbers comes into play. So just like yesterday, we can take this word form and convert it into a standard form. What do we know 3 10s is? Well, we know that 3 10s is like saying I have 10 plus 10 plus 10. 10 plus 10 plus 10 equals 30. Okay, and when we see that word and, that's our big clue that we have a decimal point. 30 7/10. Okay, so we put our 7 in our tenths place. So instead of the word form, now we have it in standard form. Oh, and would you look at that? We have 30 7/10 and 30 7/10, which means that they are equal to each other. All right, let's look at our objective for today. It says that I can round and compare decimal numbers by using my knowledge of place value. I think we've totally hit that. And I think you are going to be wizards at this by the time our celebration comes around on Thursday. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all later. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Oh no, I hit the wrong button.